Our subject of today is a controversial theme, and I'm speaking about the whole scene of NSBM, of National Socialistic Black Metal, in other ways, what we call it Nazi or neo-Nazi black metal. First of all, I have to say that when I'm coming to speak about this subject, of course, I'm not someone that speaks like an outsider. I am inside the conflict. Of course, as a faithful Jew and Zionist from Israel, I hate neo-Nazis. I hate Nazism. For me, they are enemies. They are like the people of Amalek, if you know the biblical story. And for me, neo-Nazis and the Nazism, they have to be destroyed. Okay? They want our death. We expect the same thing about them. Not only, of course, neo-Nazis. They are not the only anti-Semites in this world. All the enemies of people of Israel, for us, they are enemies, and we see them as enemies. I'm saying that because when I'm speaking about NSBM, I have to be open to everyone. And of course, I'm not someone that I can listen to a band that speaks against me, against my people, against my nation, against my faith, and not only faith, that calls to exterminate my family and me personally because of my origins. This is one thing. But we have to say some other things also. Here I'm speaking also as a metalhead, and not only as a metalhead, also as a listener to black metal. Yes, I like and I love black metal, and for this reason I have to be clear about my motives inside the black metal and about my opinions. Of course, it's my personal opinion what I'm saying here, and everyone can listen and decides about himself. Now, when we speak about National Socialistic black metal, we have to be even more uh, specifically. We have to be more clear, because there are some people that are coming from the other side, from the other extreme side of the extreme left, from the Antifa organizations and so on, that they are calling everyone that has a patriotic or conservative ideas as a neo-Nazi, as a fascist, and this is not exactly true. Because if you are coming and say that every band that plays, that the members of the band they are playing, they have ideas that they are not exactly Nazism, they are not fascism, but they are patriotic, they are Nazis, things are going to be complicated even more. If we have to say that something is a Nazi ideology, we have to be clear and specific about it. Not to make a story about from nothing. This is one thing. The second thing is also that the Antifa organizations, in the way they're doing all their boycott against against some bands, and of course, if you ask me, if a band is a real neo-Nazi band, I don't have problem to boycott it. But if you are making it in every band that you don't agree, you have the opposite effects, because many people that they want to listen to the music of one band, and you are coming and boycott it, they think that this band, they are the victims, and they are going to listen to this band even more. So you have to be even Here you have to be very careful about who you are going to boycott, if you are going to boycott, and who you are not going to boycott. Not to make a mess about all things. Another also thing is that, in my personal opinion, it would be better if the metal community and the metal musicians put aside all the political ideas, and not only political ideas, from the music. This would be better because music has to be for everyone. And it depends about race, about faith, about nationality, about color or gender. Music has to be for everyone. But what we can do, some musicians, they want to put their ideas inside their music. And for me, also especially, I'm not so I don't see with a favor eye that some people also speak about their faith in their music. Even it is the Christian faith or the Satanist ideas of them, or the atheist ideas of them, or anti-religious ideas of them, it would be better not to put all these ideas inside the lyrics. Okay, in any case, every one of us, they have their red lines, what they listen and what they will not listen. And here I can say that I understand that, and the red line of everyone is his red line. Here I will speak about my red lines. As I said before, I'm not a masochist to listen to a band of real NSBM, of real neo-Nazi black metal, that are coming and say that we come to kill you, or we want to kill you. Okay? First of all. But here I have to say another also thing. Not every band that they have persons or members, musicians, that they are neo-Nazis, unfortunately, they are NSBM bands. Because we have also many bands that they have people and musicians that they have some ideas, and they not put their ideas inside their music. So, if we speak about NSBM, we have to be clear that the band has to be with neo-Nazi ideology, not only the members, the band in their lyrics, in their image, in their cover art, because what is going on inside the mind of every musician, this is his mind. You can be against him as a man, as a person, but you have to also to make a dichotomy between the man and his ideas and his also acts, and the musician. Even more, the music that he made. Because I don't have problem to listen to music and to say that this is a good music from someone that maybe he's not a good guy. Okay, our love about the music is not to make the musicians as persons like idols. So let's find out the whole thing in my point of view, and I will bring here some examples. Many people, they are saying that the beginning of this trend of NSBM inside black metal comes especially from Varg of Burzum, and also maybe from Absurd of the German neo-Nazi band, and also maybe Graveland from Poland. So let's find out. And if we're speaking about Varg, Varg, as a musician, he's a very diligent musician, and his music is very great, in my point of view, of course. As a person, something else. And yes, I think that Varg, he's an anti-Semite. He has neo-Nazi ideas. even if today he's not exactly the neo-Nazi that was before. He called himself as an Odinist, a paganist, but he has this radical, close to neo-Nazism ideas. If you remember the Thulelian Perspective YouTube channel of him, he made these statements not only one time. But Varg, he didn't put his ideas inside his music. All of the albums of Burzum, they don't have nothing to do with neo-Nazism in the lyrics. Lord of the Rings and other themes, they are the themes that he speaks about in his music. So if someone listens to, for example, to Burzum, and he's not I can't say that he likes NSBM. Even more, Burzum is not NSBM in my point of view. Varg, maybe he's a neo-Nazi, but the one-man's band, this project is not NSBM. Maybe the only things that he put it is inside his cover art of Burzum is in two ambient albums of him. For example, The Ways of Yore, that if you see here, you have swastikas in all the way, and in his first ambient album, Doughty Balts, if I prefer it well, with this Viking king with also swastikas in his clothes, but not only that, the whole painting here is you understand that is a neo-Nazi painting because the Christian monk here and his assistant, they have Jewish, let's say, Jewish faces or Semitic faces, as the Nazis put it in their ideas, and the Vikings that are becoming Christians, they are the Aryan race, the so-called Aryan race. But except of that, you cannot see something else inside the music of Burzum to call it a neo-Nazi black metal music. Another example is Transylvanian Hunger from Dark Throne, and everybody understands that Dark Throne of today and Dark Throne of Fenris is something else today. It's not of course an NSBM band, but many people that they know the story behind Transylvanian Hunger. They know also that in the beginning of this, in the first edition of this album, behind it was not written true Norwegian black metal, but Norse Arisk black metal, or Arisk Norse black metal. In other way, in the Norwegian language, Aryan Norse black metal. Not only that, but there are some people saying that in the first edition there were also some some swastikas, not only in the album but in the whole cover art outside of the album. In any case, after this album, Fenris made a statement in the Panzerfaust album that Dark Throne, they are not a political band, and they are not a neo-Nazi band. And maybe the whole thing was in these days that maybe Fenris was under the influence of Varg, as we know. Today, of course, Fenris and Dark Throne, they don't have any connection with all these things, but even in these days, we can call this album an SBM? Of course not. Of course not. Another example is the French black metal band Deathspell Omega, that everybody knows that the singer of them is a neo-Nazi guy, unfortunately. But in their music, they don't have nothing to do about neo-Nazism or the racism or the anti-Semitism. So you could not, someone that calls them as an NSBM band, this is not true. You can be against, of course, the singer as a person and his ideas, but you not call the band a neo-Nazi band. And now I'm coming to another also examples that are a little bit more complicated. Here we have a band that nobody from the outside knows that they have some members of them that they have some maybe neo-Nazi ideas, and I'm speaking about Agaloch from United States of America. Great band of Cascadian black metal, but if you bring this album, Aces Against the Grain, it put out one of the pictures of the members. You can find here that this guy has this symbol, especially this symbol, if you can see that this is the black sun. Now, everybody inside the esoteric neo-Nazism knows that this symbol is a real neo-Nazi symbol. It's not only a pagan symbol. 90% only neo-Nazis use this symbol as a symbol, the black sun. This is one thing. Second thing, when the band was disbanded before some years for the first time, the singer of them came out in his Facebook and made anti-Semitic and neo-Nazi comments. So for me, it's not something new, but also Agaloch, even in this case, you could not say that this is a neo-Nazi band. They did put nothing about neo-Nazism in their music. And now another example, Mgła from Poland, of course, a very famous band, great band of black metal with two guys behind the band, and in their music they don't have nothing to do about Nazism. Some people found that the members in some projects of them, side projects of them of electronic music, they made anti-Semitic and neo-Nazi statements. But in any case, even if it is true, you not can say that this is NSBM. Mgła, they came also to play in Israel. This is not something that is saying something from that. I'm not saying, but okay. And okay, another also thing, they made their albums from Northern Heritage Productions. This is also the of the neo-Nazi singer of Death Spell Omega company. In any case, you can't not say that Mgła, they're a neo-Nazi band. Another also example, and can here say also other examples like this example, we have Nargaroth from Germany, one man's band, and especially in this album, Black Metal is Greek, Black Metal is War. He has some photographs of some relatives of him from the First World War and from the Second World War. And here, okay, this is not problematic only that, but especially here, he speaks about the wolves among the sheep. And if someone knows the whole thing, wolves among the sheep, this is a neo-Nazi statement. Many neo-Nazis, they speak about this imagination that they are the wolves inside or among the sheep. This, together with some of the photographs that they are of his relatives of the Second World War, Germans, okay, you can understand that maybe something is here. But in any case, he did put nothing a real neo-Nazi in his music. So you can't say that also Nargarov is a neo-Nazi band. The same thing is also about some bands from United States, like Judas Iscariot, that also they spoke against him that he's a neo-Nazi because he had some connections. In any case, he said many times, the guy from Judas Iscariot, that he's not a neo-Nazi and his band is not a neo-Nazi band or NSBM band, a black metal band. Here I'm coming now to speak about Abigor from Austria, a great also black metal band. Before some months from now, one of the guys died, and the other members, they made some statements that they have also neo-Nazi connections about his his remembrance. So in any case, we have to be to understand that maybe some guys here, they have some neo-Nazi ideas, but also they didn't put it in their music, and Abigor is not an NSBM band. Another story is the story of Inquisition from Colombia. Afterwards, they were they are today in United States. This is the album one, not the last album, one before, a Black Mass for a Mass Grave. Some people, they are saying that maybe they are a little bit, they have connections with neo-Nazis, and some also paintings of their albums of them, they are drawing by a neo-Nazi guy. If I'm not sure, maybe okay. But here we have also another thing. The album speaks about about mass grave in the title of the album. And here we have the two guys of Inquisition, the drummer of them, with a picture that is a little bit problematic. He has this drum like the Hitler Youth drums. You understand what I'm saying about? And he's in a style that he shoots someone. And you can understand the imagination is very close to the Nazis, that they killed the Jews in the mass graves of them. So we understand the whole thing. In any case, Inquisition, they did put nothing about neo-Nazism in their music, in their lyrics. So we can't say that this is a band of this NSBM band. And let's continue now to a band that they know to make controversial things, and I'm speaking about Marduk from Sweden. Okay, now in most of their albums, the themes of them, they don't have to do about nothing about Nazism, nothing, in most of their albums. In some albums of them, they speak about Second World War from the German also perspective. This is not problematic at itself, okay? Other also bands, they made these themes. For example, Hail of Bullets from Holland, if you remember. This is not the problem. The problem is even more big when we speak about especially this album, one before their last album, Victoria. This album is from the beginning to the end an album that they're very favorite of the Third Reich, and not only about the historical perspective. You can understand that, okay? But even with all these stories about the stories of that they're speaking about them, about some members of them, that maybe they had some connections, you can't speak that this is an NSBM band, okay? Okay. And now let's continue. Now we are coming to bands that they have more strong connections with NSBM. One man's band from Australia, Drawing the Light. Okay, in his first albums of him or demos, I'm not sure, he was clearly NSBM. Okay, he didn't hide it. He said it open all the way. But from one point and afterwards, he stopped to put his ideas inside his music. So most of his today albums of him and he made many albums, they don't have to do with neo-Nazism. So for today, you can't say that Drawing the Light is an NSBM band. Maybe you can say that in the beginning they were NSBM. Okay, he was NSBM, and afterwards he made something else. Another also thing, for me to be an SBM band is not only to have lyrics about this subject, but to have these lyrics in all the albums all the way. If a band had started as an SBM band and afterwards left this ideology from the music, you can say, okay, I know that maybe they have these ideas, they may continue to have these ideas, maybe they don't continue to have these ideas, but the music is not NSBM if they don't put it afterwards in their albums. Or if you have other examples that maybe they put it in one song and other song from here and there and not in the most of their songs. Okay, so for this reason we are coming now to the next example. Drucht, if I prefer them well, from Ukraine. Okay, most of the albums of them, they don't have nothing to do with Nazism, especially in this album, A Blood in Our Wells. Inside the album, they have a connection with Pantera. If you know, Pantera was an Ukrainian hero, national hero for most of the Ukrainians of today, but this guy was a collaborator of the Nazis and his army also. Okay, this is real that also the Nazis killed him at last because they were in conflict at last, but in the years that he was active, he was a collaborator of the Nazis, and also he was his army of him killed most of the Jews of Ukraine in the Second World War. And they made pogroms and they made extermination of the Jews. This is problematic not only about Drucht, also about some of the Ukrainians, that they have this guy as a national hero. In any case, this is problematic. Even that they have also a song here in the name of his army, Ukraine Insurgent Army. The most problematic thing of Drucht is not Drucht by themselves, and also they're not an SBM, okay? That the mastermind of the band, he has another band by the name Hate Forest, from Ukraine also. And Hate Forest, you know that they are under the label of NSBM, but in most of their music, they don't speak about it. Okay, we know that we don't know exactly the lyrics because they don't put the lyrics outside. So we don't know the lyrics, but we know their titles of the songs. From the titles, you can understand that most of the titles are not NSBM, but they have some things. For example, Elder Race, the song, or for example, Ario Sophia, the wisdom of the Aryans, and you can understand. Also, in their first edition of their first album, they had a picture of a wolf, and it was written Aryan True Black Metal. But most of their music, this is not exactly NSBM. Okay. Another story And here we can say that this guy with his band, one man's band, he was even more close to the NSBM theme. And I'm speaking about the Satanic War Master from Finland. And this guy, he does put his ideology in all his songs or in all his albums, only from here and there. If I'm not sure, he has only 2 songs that they are in the neo-Nazi anti-Semitic theme. One of them is My Dreams of 88. If someone knows, 88 is a number that the arithmetic meaning is Hail Hitler for the neo-Nazis. And if you read the song, you can understand he speaks about the Führer, Adolf Hitler. In any case, Satanic War Master, we know that the guy had these ideas before. Today he says that he doesn't have. I don't know. Okay. He wanted also to come to play in Israel, and also Marduk came to play in Israel. I spoke before about Marduk. So here we have his second full-length album, Opferblatt. Here he does put nothing neo-Nazist about neo-Nazi or about the Semitic ideas. So for me, maybe he's very close to NSBM, but because of most of his music is not exactly that, he's not a real NSBM band. The same thing also about Graveland from Poland. And I spoke before that, I said before that for me, 3 elements put the NSBM on the table: Varg from Burzum, Absurd from Germany, and Graveland from Poland. Now, Graveland, the 3 guys at the beginning of the band, they were Nazis, okay? And they said that. It's not a secret. The leader of the band until today has these ideas. He speaks about himself as an Aryan, and he's in the Aryan race and all of these things. But in his music and in their music, Graveland, they don't put it in the front. In the front, okay. You know that the leader is a neo-Nazi, but he does speaks about that in his music. I'm not sure if in his third album made some songs about these themes. I'm not sure. Maybe I am wrong. Here I have one of the best albums of him, of them, Thousand Swords, but you cannot find something real neo-Nazi inside their lyrics. Even that you know that these guys, they were from the beginning one of the first bands that the members were clearly neo-Nazis. Same things you can speak about the whole scene of France in the beginning, the Black Legions Noir, the Mutilation. You can speak about that also, about the USBM, some bands from the United States black metal in the beginning, that they have connections. Also the scene from Poland and the scene from Ukraine. And then if I speak about Ukraine, another example, even more strong now, Nocturnal Mortum. Okay, you know that these guys are neo-Nazis. Today they are saying, okay, we are not exactly that, we left these ideas. You know something? In most of their albums, in most of their music, they don't speak about neo-Nazism or about anti-Semitism. In most. They have also things, especially this album, The Voice of Steel, they don't have nothing about these subjects. But you know that these guys, yes, they were neo-Nazis. I don't know about today, maybe yes. I'm not saying no or yes. But Nocturnal Mortum, you can understand that they are under the label of NSBM. And here I will speak about 2 other examples as examples. a band that they are not they're not famous at all, from United States, a Northern, this is their name. Now, if you see the album from the outside, you can understand that these guys are neo-Nazis. The whole thing here is that this band, they are neo-Nazis, but they are not speaking about it straight. They have some hints from here and there, and someone that knows the hints and the signs will understand. So they put it in their lyrics, but not in a straightforward way. For example, the title of the album, Desolate Ways of Ultima Thule. Now, someone that speaks about Ultima Thule, the Ultima Thule theory is not only for neo-Nazis, okay? But neo-Nazis and the Nazis, they use it very, very common. But here you have also another sign, this sign, the sign of the hook of the wolf. Okay, this is a pagan symbol that the Nazis and the neo-Nazis, they use it at the end of the day. And if you see also this symbol together with Ultima Thule theme, you can understand that these guys, maybe they're Nazis. And if you find pictures of the band in the internet, you can find them with the Black Sun flag. But also if you open the lyrics here, you can see that they're speaking about Black Sun and the Son of Hill, about Ultima Thule, about all these subjects, about the wolves and the Abrax, all these subjects that the esoterical neo-Nazis and Nazis, they like to speak about them, about Alaska and all these things. So here you have an example of a band that they are not they are neo-Nazis, yes, but they are not speaking about it very clearly, only the surface. So you have also this style of NSBM bands. So these guys also, you're not sure if you can put it under the label of NSBM. Yes, they're very close to it, but because they are not making so clearly, you decide. Another also example, the last example for today, Goatmoon from Finland. Also, it started as a one-man's band. Today he's not only one-man's band, he has a band. Okay, this guy is a neo-Nazi. And he says that in the beginning of his band, it was clear that he's a neo-Nazi. But in some albums of him, he does put it at all in his music. This is the last album of him. I'm not sure, one of the last albums of him, by the name What Once Was Shall Be Again. The only hint here that they have some Nazi ideology is the eagle. If you see the eagle in the painting, is the eagle of the Nazi Germany, without the swastika, but you can understand this is the same eagle. In any case, I have this album because here in the lyrics he does have nothing. They don't have nothing to do about neo-Nazism or anti-Semitism. This is my red lines. If I know that they are Nazis, but they're not putting it to their music, I can listen to this music. Okay, if they have some ideas and put these ideas in some albums of them, not all the albums of them, or in some songs of them, I can listen to the music of the other albums. They don't put it. Okay, but for me, real NSBM bands that I'm not coming to listen in any case, there are bands like, for example, Grand Belialski from United States, that they are real anti-Semitic or real neo-Nazis, that every album of them is an anti-Semitic album. Or, for example, bands like Absurd from Germany, as I said, for example, Der Strummer from Greece, this style of bands, or Dark Fury from United States, bands that you know that they are real neo-Nazi bands, that they put it not only one time from here and there, but all their style is NSBM from the beginning to the end. Like Peste Noire from France. These guys, they are saying, we're not Nazis, we are anarchist nationalists. If you read their words, they are racists all the way. In any case, this is the bands for me that they are real NSBM, the whole thing. And we have to be clear. Also, one of the problems of NSBM is that they are coming with their themes, and many people inside the black metal community, they think that, okay, let's listen to them because they are real dangerous bands, because they are playing with fire, okay? And I know that some guys listen to this music not because they are Nazis or because they have neo-Nazi ideas, but they are starting to listen to their music, and maybe little by little they are becoming they like the bands, and they like also the lyrics, and maybe they have some influence to these guys. This is problematic. But if you are coming and boycott every band for every reason, you send the guys of the black metal community straight to these bands. So we have, as I said before, to be very specific to which band you are speaking about and to which band to boycott. So I don't have problem to say, yes, Peste Noire, they are Nazis, if they are not saying that in their words, or other bands that also they proclaim their Nazism as absurd. But other bands that you know that they are not proclaiming their Nazism openly, you can say, okay, these guys, they have some of these ideas, but listen to them, okay, no problem. You can listen everything, listen to them. We are not policemen to find what's going on to the minds of everyone. You can be against them, you can be against them as persons, as their ideology, of course, and their ideas, but the music, you cannot be so against all the music. This is the whole thing. And also the same thing is also about the other extreme style of RABM, red anarchist black metal. Not every band that there is under this label is always anarchist black metal, because if a band has to be anarchist or communist black metal, it has to speak about these themes. If they have these ideas but they are not speaking about these themes in their music, they are not RABM. For example, Wolves in the Throne Room, a very good, great Cascadian black metal band. Everybody knows that they have some leftist ideas, but they don't put these ideas in their music, so they're not RABM for me. They're not red anarchist black metal. The same thing as I spoke about the whole thing about NSBM. That's the same thing. If they put it in their lyrics, okay. But if they're not putting in their lyrics, this is the whole way to understand the whole situation in my point of view. And to be more not to make, as I said before, not to make big stories for nothing, because sometimes we have the different and maybe the opposite resolutions about it. This is about NSBM, or maybe also Rabm from Israel and from Jerusalem. Stay metal and stay heavy.